Damage that multiple communities in eastern Iowa faced because of that strong line of storms that produced hail, strong winds, and multiple tornadoes throughout this afternoon and into the evening. Starting off in Delaware County, the emergency coordinator there says there is a shelter in place for anyone who needs it. That shelter is at the Delaware County Fairgrounds Community Center. And we do have viewer submitted photos that shows us some of the damage outside of Manchester there in Delaware County, including you can see pieces strewn across all the ground there. They say Greeley and Oneida, two communities that also took on damage. Crews are also working to restore power in that region as quickly as possible. There is a second shelter that we know of. This one is being stood up in Johnson County in the community of Hills. It's at the community center right downtown on Main Street in Hills. The Red Cross is on their way, but they may have been there by now. We're taking a look at Hills, where you can see there was bizarrely a rainbow, which often we understand appears after severe weather, but unfortunately in the foreground you can see considerable amount of damage in the community of Hills, hitting that largely residential area. And many areas were hit hard in other parts of eastern Iowa. We're going to take a look from our city cam in downtown Solon, showing the moment that the storm ripped through that community. It actually took off the roof of a building. If you were watching live our team coverage tonight, we showed that happening in real time. I understand we also have video out of Coralville. We are taking a look right now from what Solon experienced during the crux of the storm. As that line pushed through Johnson County, this is from our Solon City Cam, and you can see how much water was falling at that time. All that rain, it's obscuring some aspects of the storm. You can't see too much, but there obviously is damage there. It's a piece of a roof you see on that white lower building, and in the lower right-hand corner of your screen right now, you see the moment where the roof is ripped off of that building. Just a spectacular example of how strong Mother Nature can be. And I understand we are now looking at Coralville, the Coralville Strip area so many people are familiar with. Obviously the Coral Ridge Mall, an area just south of there on Boston Way, hit particularly hard there in Coralville. We do have crews on the scene in Coralville gathering the latest information that we're going to have for you tonight at 10. We also understand Keota suffered damage. We're taking a look as the tornado was approaching that community. Viewers from Keota have been reaching out to us saying they experienced home damage. Highway 92, the DOT actually shut it down for a time today because there was so much debris on the roadway. There have also been power outages in the Keota region. And now we're looking at just the size, the magnitude of that tornado. This is Wellman. Thankfully, that tornado, a bit in the distance, but still, it always makes me nervous when people have video like this. Viewers did report damage southwest of the community, including they reported homes being destroyed, and including other houses that lost their roofs. Right now, we know that about 41,000 people in Iowa are without power. We did know that Mid-American crews, they were on standby for much of the day. You know, we had a lot of heads up for today's storm, thankfully. And right now, we are hearing there are possibility of some injuries in the state of Iowa. We have not heard, thankfully, any reports of any fatalities, but still early in the damage assessment phase, and we will keep you apprised of that information as it changes. Our meteorologists were on the air live, as you probably saw, for more than 3.5 hours today, tracking damaging tornadoes ripping across eastern Iowa, often at the same time. And now we have crews all across eastern Iowa following that damage. We'll have first alert storm coverage coming up tonight on the TV9 News at 10. You can also catch this info on our website, kcrg.com. Stay safe and stay with your trusted local